It's almost the same chord progression of another Monster Hunter village theme from the past. I feel like they're giving us a lot of clues as to whether this is a village theme or not. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasca, I'm a music composer for games, and today we're going to listen to and talk about the new amazing Monster Hunter Rise music that was shown on the new IGN footage. Some of you have been sending me this footage, and some of you even seem to think that this theme is actually the Kamura village theme, which would be exciting, so let's go!
Well done, Pop.
I love how quirky this is right from the beginning, and man, I'm so happy. Have you guys been noticing this? I'm so happy how Monster Hunter Rise seems to be going back to the roots of Monster Hunter music, where the music doesn't take itself too seriously. It's lighthearted, it's quirky, it's cartoony. This, to be honest, almost feels a bit too quirky to be a village theme. The village themes usually are a bit more mellow, a bit more emotional. They usually save the more cartoony tracks for the areas that are related to like Palicos and other funny characters like that. Which would make sense here because we are on the customization of your buddies, so maybe this could even be the theme for the area where your buddies, you know, your Palicos and your Palamutes stay. That would make sense, I think. These violins are so nice. You know what these violins remind me of? This duet of violins. This vibe reminds me a lot of Burn a Village theme. It's such a homely, such a relaxing vibe, and it feels so intimate because there's so few instruments playing. It feels small, it feels very cozy, and it's the perfect kind of vibe for a village theme. It's very much in line with other styles of village themes that they've used in the past. So here, of course, they bring in the vocals, which is a very unique thing that Monster Hunter Rise has been doing. And the interesting thing about this passage is that it's a very homely, very relaxing melody, as you could hear, but this melody is being played on top of some very weird and tense chords. Let me show you, check this out. So these two beginning chords are very, very contrasting, very interesting. This first chord is what we call the home chord, and it's literally the most peaceful chord that you can have in a song. And the second chord, it's the opposite. It's this. This is called a tritone. It's literally the most dissonant and unpleasant chord you can have. So this kind of contrast, going from peaceful to tense, is extremely common in Monster Hunter Village music. They have been using this kind of technique in previous games for a long time because they want you to feel like you are safe, like you are at home and relaxed, but to a certain extent they also want to remind you that there are giant monsters outside and you are in this kind of dangerous, exotic fantasy land. So this contrast is very appropriate. Now this is interesting. This is interesting, this passage here. You know what these chords remind me of? It's almost the same chord progression of another Monster Hunter village theme from the past. I feel like they're giving us a lot of clues as to whether this is a village theme or not. I was trying to figure out where I was getting that familiar vibe from, and yeah, it's totally from Kokoto Village from the first Monster Hunter game, especially because of this sequence of chords. This second chord here is a very specific chord. It's called a substitute dominant, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that it's extremely tense. Listen to how tense it is. And they use this chord in the exact same way on this new mysterious Monster Hunter Rise track too. Interesting. The relaxing violins again. Very nice. One other thing I wanted to mention about this is the choice of vocals here. It's a choir singing here, but it's not any kind of choir. It is a boys choir. And this could be a sign that this is actually not Kamura Village theme, but rather the Buddy area theme, the area where your Palicos and Palamute stay. Because in the trailers we've seen that this area is managed by a boy, this little boy right here. So the boys choir could be a reference to him and the childish, playful vibe of this area. Another thing with the boys choir is that it has kind of a religious connotation because it's very much used in religious music, especially in Catholic music. So I love that they're bringing in all kinds of influences for the music, not just, you know, Japanese instruments and Japanese inspired vocals. They're bringing in stuff from all over and creating something of their own with this soundtrack. I've been making a lot of videos about Monster Hunter Rise music. I'm so excited for this game and for the soundtrack, and I'm guessing you are too if you've watched this video up until this point. In that case, make sure to check out the Monster Hunter Rise music playlist over here. There's a bunch of stuff in there. There are covers of Monster Hunter Rise songs, as well as videos like this one where I just talk about the music. So make sure to check that out, and I'll see you there.